This is Jonathan Agger, 5th Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Tommy Welch, who returns this Friday night in Brighton, in his hometown, on the Eubank McKenna undercard. Tommy, excited, obviously, to be back in your hometown. What's the feelings like? You're 2 days out.
Yeah, this is my favourite time of the, fighting. It's the lead up to the fight, and obviously the fight is the most relaxed time for me, and everything's done. It's now just the mental preparation, really, of just coming out and being able to shine in front of my beautiful people of Brighton, and I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like you're just on that cusp of being in one of these big breakout fights against one of these British names, but how frustrating has it been not to get that big name that you want?
It's not frustrating, it's all part of the plan, things take time, and I'm very disciplined. My dad's taught me the art of discipline, and that's what's needed in this game. If I was frustrated, I would have left the game a long time ago, because I ain't getting paid and I ain't getting anything from it apart from, damage. And for me, it's stay true to the game plan that we've set out. We're in for the long run, and if things take a little bit longer, then so be it. We're here and we're bobbing and weaving with the wave, and we're enjoying ourselves. So yeah, no, my fight's coming, my time's coming, and just got to stay on it.
Tell us about your opponent on Friday night. What do you know about him, and what will this do for your career?
I know he's a tough, durable, game Czech Republic guy. They've just switched the opponents. I had a German guy last time, which is a bit annoying, but hey, that's part of it. Every fight I've had switches, and it is what it is now. I don't prepare for these guys. I prepare for myself, for anyone, So I'm looking forward. I think he's going to bring it, and I'm ready for that. And I'm going to unleash hell on him. To be honest, you're in my hometown, you're in my house, and I'm going to show him who's boss.
In an ideal world for you, who would be the names you want to get in with this year?
To be honest, my route is Bridgerweight, and I'm focused on going that route for now. I'm number 11 in the WBC rankings, so whoever's got them belts, we're looking at a guy after this fight. I've just got to get through this fight, to be honest. Everything else is irrelevant. So once I smash this geezer out of here, I move on, and it's not personal, it's just business, and he's in my way for right now of where I'm going, and then I'll look to move on, and look for the belts, and look to just leave legacy in the game. That's really what I want to do. Belts collect dust. I'm here for legacy and creating the history of, my father was a great fighter. I want to be the next great fighter that's come from Brighton. So, yeah.
When you look at sort of your dad's career, do you remember any of it? Were you old enough to remember it? And when you look at his career and sort of, he fought at the MGM in Vegas and things like that, how much does that inspire you? And was it just something that was always going to happen, you boxing?
I felt the effects when I was growing up in school, to be honest. Like, your dad's a fighter, he was this, he was that, it was always that. And then he went and done snatch. Obviously, I was 5 years old then, so I was after 5, when I was like 7, 8, 9, the older kids were always coming up to me and going, oh, your dad's, and that was kind of the norm, do you know what I mean? Of my dad was a cool cat, he was the role model, everyone wanted to be my pal, or they showed hate for me, so I've always dealt with that, and it's always been quite normal growing up in that sort of environment. I was in the gym from a very early age, being humbled by the kids that, come from nothing, that were hungry, that were fighting hard, and I was on that level with them kids. I wasn't a kid that was privileged, really, in that sense of growing up. I never grew up like other kids that have families have done well. I grew up rough in the gyms with the hungry kids, and I had to survive, and it was good, and I have, and I'm here, and I'm still doing it. It worked.
And I've spoken to people whose fathers have had careers and things. They always say when people fight them, they always want to beat them because of the name. Did you have that a lot?
Yeah, always. Listen, people want to beat me now because I'm in their way, or I'm matched with them, or I've sparred people, and everyone's doing their own thing. No one actually gives a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's on their own path. Everyone's self-obsessed, and it's it's fine. Really, you know, we're in an age now where everyone wants to be that guy. I just want to be as good as I can be, you know, and that's all that matters. And everything else, again, is irrelevant. And I don't care about any of that. I just want to go in, go hard, and go on, you know.
And what was the decision to go down the Bridgerweight route? And will you return to heavyweight as well?
Listen, Bridgerweight, you know, if it wasn't Bridgerweight, I'd still be heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? It's just a couple of kilos lighter. Do you want to fight there? Yeah, why not? It's fair game. Everyone's the same sort of size as me, so it makes sense. You've got smaller cruisers coming up and you've got bigger heavyweights coming down. Fine. After that, I'll get back mixing with the heavier guys. You know, I've always been that as an amateur. I was the super heavyweight. I haven't come up from cruiserweight or, you know, I've been heavy and I've always mixed with them bigger guys. So yeah, it's only a matter of time before I step back into the heavies. I just want to clean up here and then move on.
Am I right in thinking you've sparred the likes of Daniel Dubois and things like that? Just tell us some of the guys you shared the ring with.
I've had the fantastic opportunity of mixing with many names, and yeah, I'm not going to sit here and saying I've done this, I've done that. Yeah. Sparring is everything, and it's also everything that you need to be careful of as well, you know, and more damage is done in the gym than it is on the night for us, and it's been fantastic gaining all the experience I have done, and you know, mixing with these guys coming through, and you can only learn from these people, you know, especially when they're in front of you, and I've enjoyed every moment in this career so far.
I know you know Chris Eubank Jr. well. We saw the press conferences last week. What did you make of what happened?
I know Chris very well. I grew up with him. We went to school together, and he's been in my gym the whole time. And I'm also very close with Conor Benn. He's a good pal of mine. So it's very hard for me to sort of sit back and say this or say that. I think they're doing a fantastic job in selling their fight. I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. They both obviously have the needle with each other, and they're both going to give it everything. So be prepared for war, and I hope they get out of the ring safe and sound. That's my only thing.
Do you know Conor well at all?
Yeah, Conor's my good pal as well. Yeah. So I know both sides. That's why, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say this and say that. You know, at the end of the day, he's a clever guy, Chris. He's a clever guy, and what he's done with this whole setup is very clever. And you know, he's manipulated his way of taking the show over properly. You know, and fair enough. Do you know what I mean? You know, it wasn't his fault why they didn't fight before. I'm sure he lost a lot of money and everything, as both parties did. But again, it wasn't Chris's fault. So you know, it's going to be a nice fight, and you know, hopefully I'll be there to watch it live.
Last one on this. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction because I know that's a bit awkward and things like that. You won't want to do that. But knowing both guys how you do, and I assume you've seen both guys train before, what's your reading of them both as fighters, and what sort of fight can the fans expect on April 26th? Without giving a prediction, but how do you expect their styles to sort of mesh together?
Do you know, the nice thing with Chris is that he can box as well. Like, he can box as well, and he might have to do that in this fight. You know, if he sits in, but he loves to fight. Do you know what I mean? Both of these guys love to fight. Conor is a fighter. They're going to come and smash heads to each other, and they're going to stick a war on like we haven't seen for a long while, you know, between two guys that generally dislike each other. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a fantastic fight. I wouldn't miss it. Do you know what I mean?
And you know, obviously Conor's going up in the weight. When he's got this challenge in front of him, what's he like as a person when it comes to this?
That's enough on these two. All right, I'm not selling their show. They've done enough. I think again, they're going to put a great fight on, and I'm sure he's going to be ready for it.
Brilliant. Well, Tommy, last word to you on your fight coming up Friday. What can fans expect?
The Brighton bomber is here to let bombs go. All right.
Brilliant. Good luck Friday.
Thank you, mate.